Hi guys. So I am looking on Pilled right now, and I think my Pilled stream isn't working. So if you guys are on YouTube or Rumble, I think you guys are getting the stream there, and for some reason, Pilled isn't working. So if you guys don't mind bearing with me for a second, I'm going to try to figure out why the Pilled stream isn't working. Actually, I'm not sure if it's working on Rumble. So anybody on YouTube, if you guys can check and see for me, just give me one moment. Technology, usually I'm better at this, but for some reason I am not doing too well when it comes to getting these working, and I don't know what's going on. So give me 1 second, guys. I am going to check channels. Okay. Let's see if that works. All right, guys. Hopefully that toggle I just did worked and is going to get the streams going. I know it's delayed, so we shall see. I'm going to refresh my screen on Rumble and YouTube. One moment. Okay. So I'm up on Rumble. That's one. Can you guys see me over at Pilled? I think I did it. Okay. I think I'm working. Yes, I did it. I figured it out all by myself. All right, guys. So this has been a crazy week. I mean, perfect way to start a show when you've had a crazy week in the news. So I got to tell you, I did have an amazing interview today with Clay Clark. We pre-recorded the conversation because he's a busy man, and I wanted to maintain my stream at 8:00. So I am going to play that for you guys, but I'm so glad that this is working, and I actually get to communicate with you guys now because I figured out how to get that going. But if you keep your eye on what is happening with the banking crisis and the Biden crisis. I mean, who's excited about the fact that the Bidens are finally being looked at by the public? I got to tell you, there are people out there who even, only watch CNN who are now saying, what is going on with Joe Biden? And it's an exciting conversation to finally have and say, I've been trying to tell you this. And I want to almost take the Biden laptop report and hand it to them and read this. But they can go to Biden.digital and actually see it. it's incredible that it's been there for so long. But I'm looking at the Pilled chat. You guys hear me? If you do, let me know. I know it's tough because there's a little bit of a delay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the interview that I just had with Clay. And I will tell you guys, the Reawaken America tour is going to be next week. So rather than having my normal stream, I think what I'm going to do is like kind of do like one of those YouTube streaming things where I like use my phone and like show you guys what I'm doing so you guys can check it out. I'll be traveling on next Thursday, so that will be fun. And thank you guys for confirming. Thanks, Brainstorm. I love Brainstorm. I've got Revan in the chat. I've got Omazon. Hi, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to play this, but I will still be chatting with you guys on all 3 platforms while this is going. I hope you enjoy it. Again, thank you, Clay, for joining. And I hope you guys enjoyed last week with Voltron. I want to have more conversations like that. The week before with Patient Advocate Bulldog. Don't forget, guys, I mean, I don't know if you saw the video that went out recently about the blood clots. If you know anyone, who has gotten the thing, patientadvocatebulldog.com, that is your place to go for help there. But let me get this running for you guys so you can check it out, and I will come back afterwards to see what you think. So here we go. Are you guys ready for a very special guest? Today, I have a man that has many, many titles. So he goes by entrepreneur, mentor, coach, founder of Thrive 15, host and founder of the Reawaken America Tour, patriot, and father of 5. I have no idea how he does it all. Mr. Clay Clark.
Hi, how are you?
How's it going?
Great.
How do you do all of that?
How do I do it? Specifically, I wake up every day at 3. So, I'll go to bed in 3.5 hours from now. So I go to bed at 9 p.m. and I wake up at 3 every single day. Okay. And I always work 6 days a week. So that'd be how I do it. And I work from 3 a.m. until 6 every day. So that's my schedule. So,
that's
incredible.
Incredible.
If everybody out there, if you do a 12 plus 3, 15-hour work day, and you do that 6 days a week, what you have is you got 15 times 6. So I got 90 hours a week. Now, if the kids have a cheerleading thing or something on a Sunday, I might sneak in, but normally Sunday's my day off there. And then I that's what I do. And then I also don't do most things that most people do that I've discovered. So I didn't recognize the bizarreness of this, but I don't travel. I don't do vacations. I don't watch movies. Don't have any hobbies or interests. I just work until 6, hang out with my wife and kids till 9, then do it again every day.
That is the secret to success. I will tell you, cutting out the things that are time wasters is absolutely what makes you successful.
And I don't want anybody out there to think it's a waste of time to do the things you love to do. I'm just saying, I want people to be very clear. I don't want to be trying to be any judgmentalness at all. I was talking to Eric Trump the other day and Laura Trump, and I mentioned this because these are names you would know, not to name drop, but they're great people, and Eric's a friend of mine. And he said, hey, dude, I'm going to go skiing with my wife, and we're going to be skiing, and we got to talking about skiing, and he was like, do you ever ski? And I go, no. So why not? Well, I'm terrified of heights. I don't like to do vacations. Don't really like to travel, but hopefully you have fun doing that. So I have things that I do. I think life's all about trade-ups or trade-offs. Okay. And I just happen to know what I like to do and what I don't like to do. And what I like to do is spend time with my wife and kids from 6 to 9, and then do the grind from 3 a.m. to 6. That's my flow.
You have 5 of them, right?
5 great kids, yeah. And
unbelievable.
Are you coming to one of the Reawaken tour events there, Miss Katie?
I will be at Doral. I'm super excited about it.
Well, then you'll meet my wife. You'll meet my wife, and you'll meet the kids. And my wife's great. We've been married 23 years in 2 days. So May 6th will be our 23rd anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
I appreciate it.
I am so grateful that you're here today, Clay, because Nashville was my first Reawaken America tour.
Really?
And it was a life-changing experience for me. I didn't know you could get that many patriots in one place at one time. It was like the greatest concert of all time.
So you had fun?
It was amazing.
Really? I'm so glad you had fun. I never know because I structure the event the way that my day is. So in my life, we have I'm going 90 miles an hour. And so at the event, I think doors at 4:58, we had a line of cars that was miles long. And then we opened up the doors, at 5:30? People were grabbing seats at 6. And then the first speaker started, I think in Nashville, Praise and Worship started at 8 a.m. And the first speaker was at 9. And it was like from 9 to 9 every day. And I find that to be fun. Some people say they left feeling worn out. I never know what people, say, but
I will tell you, there is so much great information, so many amazing patriots, and not just the ones on the stage, but the ones that are there to speak with so many great people is just an amazing experience. You don't get that every day. So I encourage everyone to go to these things because it's a great experience.
Well, for your listeners out there, hopefully people know this. If you go to timetofreeamerica.com to learn about one of our upcoming events, my wife and I feel very much called to do these events. The word vocation means calling. That's what that word means. And the word vacation means to retreat from. A little knowledge for you. And so the reason why we are doing these is we sincerely want to share the truth about what's going on with our nation, and we want to lead people back to God. And so in order to do that and to put our motives, out front so people can see those, we let people name their price. So if you're watching today and you're going, well, I can't afford, $1,000 to go to Seacrch, or some of these Republican events are $2,000. I mean, if you've ever been to some of these Republican events, they're very expensive. And so I was just tell people, this is more of a libertarian event. Not sponsored by the RNC. I have no sponsors, and I let people name their price. And turns out to be a winning formula for losing lots of money. But if you're out there today and you want to come out to these events, literally you can just go to timetofreeamerica.com and you can name your price, and you just request a ticket at timetofreeamerica.com. And then we have a certain number of seats for what we would call VIPs, or people that choose to pay a little bit extra to be able to sit a little bit closer and that sort of thing. But I try to make it where no matter where you're sitting, you have a great view of the stage. You got big screens, and then I try to encourage all the speakers to come out there and meet everybody. And so if you want to meet Mike Lindell and Eric Trump and Kash Patel and General Flynn, they come down there. I mean, and Kash Patel, Kash always takes advantage of me because we don't. This is the thing. This is the grievance I have with Kash. I don't use teleprompters, which is, I guess, new in the conservative movement to not do teleprompters. And he takes it to the next level. He likes to do question and answer sessions with the audience.
I know.
And so he did it last time. And, that is an MC is very, I say, hope this goes well, because I have no control over what people are going to ask.
It's not Joe Biden up there. I think Kash can handle his own.
Yeah, no, Kash does a great, I'm just saying, I mean, it is a total free for all. It has the irreverence of like a Dave Chappelle comedy tour with the energy of college football. And it happens to be called the Reawaken America Tour. But if you want to get to that, folks, it's May 12th and 13th. And as of right now, Katie, as of this very second that we're recording right now, we have 5 tickets total remaining for Trump Doral, May 12th and 13th. 5. So if you want to get those tickets, you just go to timetofreeamerica.com and claim those tickets today.
You guys have been doing a great job with selling those tickets, because I think last time you were on my friend Penny's show, you had like 120 left. It was like,
yeah, it is a grind, because we can't buy ads on social media, you can't put up billboards, you can't run TV commercials. So the way we get it out is really just hustle. So I try to hop on, if I can, 30 to 40 shows per week, where I try to share what's going on with the world and promote these events, and then great people like you carry the message. And I really appreciate you allowing me to be here with you.
I have a bone to pick with you, though,
Pick
about the fact that Vegas is going to be your last tour, I hear.
Let me explain this to you. Every event that we do, I hope it's the last one, because I hope it stops the Great Reset. So that's why I do it. It's not like and for anybody out there that, if you've ever done events, let me just walk you through the steps behind the scenes of organizing these. Yeah. Step 1, you got to get wonderful speakers to agree on one date. So I start with General Flynn and Eric and Jim Brewer and Kash Patel and all these great people. Then you choose a venue. So once you have the date and the venue, then you start to fill it out. So I confirm with 74 speakers, and I don't delegate. I talk to every speaker, so the expectations are clearly set. When you're speaking, what you're saying, when you're going on there. There's no teleprompters, no censorship, but I need a 1 or 2 line bio and a speech talk title. You can change it, but I need the title. So after we do that, then you have to, promote the events. And then once we get close to the event, that's when the hit pieces start. So the mainstream media starts doing hit pieces. Yeah. And then at the end of the event, my wife and I, we usually go backwards, $100,000 or more every time, because the expenses to these things are real. And then, I'm in a lawsuit now because Eric Coomer, the former head of security and strategy for Dominion, is saying that our tour is defaming him. And then we get subpoenaed. So you almost have to be subpoenaed to be on the stage. I mean, Peter Navarro, Kash Patel, General Flynn, Eric Trump, all these folks are subpoenaed. And the way subpoenas work in lawfare is they try to create massive legal fees. And so on a typical day, I pay between $2,000 and $3,000 a day of legal fees. And so all of that is what happens behind the scenes. And then when we do the events, every speaker, we stream the event for free, so you can watch it online if you can't come out to the event. But then we take their presentations and we air those out as separate videos for folks to watch. And so there's quite a bit of production that goes into it. And then at the event itself, that's the easy part, in my opinion. That's where General Flynn and I, we get there each, I get there on 4-ish, 3:30. He likes to get there, bright and early. And then we greet people when the doors open. We're usually the first two there greeting you. And we just try to set the pace that this is not about my profile or his profile. It's about trying to save our nation. And hopefully that hopefully it resonates and connects with people like you who are discerning folks. And you can kind of pick up on bogusness. You can pick up on like polished, bogus,
for sure,
fake conservatism. We're trying to make sure that people know that our heart is to save this nation.
And that is what drives everyone, and thank you for sharing that story, because I don't think most people realize how much of yourself you give to these events. And it is something that is very necessary, because I leave there super motivated, and I know a lot of others do as well.
Yeah.
But they need to take that energy and continue it on, because it's almost, I'm a sales director. So it's almost like you have this event and, you've got this motivational speaker talking like, yeah, I'm going to go sell a ton more. But then you kind of lose that momentum. We need to continue that momentum way after the event as well.
Well, we have so many success stories of moms specifically, or dads specifically, that went to an event. They joined the local school board and they got the mask mandates repealed, or they were able to keep their local business from requiring the shots, or they were able to run for office and win. And we hear these stories all the time. And so I just encourage everybody, when you come to the event, be asking yourself, how can God use your time, your treasure, and your talents to save this nation? I mean, what can God do with you? And if you're out there today and you're saying, I don't know what I can do, then maybe just come out to the event and then be asking that question. And we have a baptism event on Friday night of the tour. We have a prayer and healing service. There really is a lot for everybody to see and do there. But we hope you leave inspired, but also empowered by knowing what is required of us during this season. So hopefully you'll leave feeling connected as well.
I did want to ask you about Thrive 15 as well.
Sure.
Because I'm personally curious about the events that you do there and the mentorship.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I'm looking to do. And I think you would be a great coach.
Well, okay, so I'll shift gears for a second. Growing a business has always been very easy for me. I grew up really poor. So I remember I was, 14 years old, 15 years old, whatever that age that was. And I remember thinking, I am so tired of being poor. I don't want to be poor anymore at all. In fact, I'm not going to be poor. So I then read all the books, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, the Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, the Zig Ziglar's, the How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie stuff. And then I recognized I was definitely motivated. And I started an entertainment company out of my parents' basement. And but I didn't know how to build a scalable business model. I knew I was motivated. Mm-hmm. And I knew about how to stay motivated. But, if you're hyper motivated to build a nuclear submarine and you don't have a blueprint, it can be difficult. If you're hyper motivated to build a car, but you don't have the tools, materials, or know-how, that can be difficult. If you're hyper motivated to make a cake, but you don't have flour or eggs or any of the core components, it'd be tough. So what I do for businesses is I provide a blueprint, like a proven plan for what you need to do. And so when you go to thrivetimeshow.com, if you click there on testimonials, I have over 2,000 client success stories of people that we've helped them to become multimillionaires as a result of growing a business. And so the most recent story that maybe your listeners can connect with, it's kind of fun. is that the flyover conservatives, they came to the very first Reopen America tour event in Tulsa. When they came to that, it was called Reopen America at the time. It wasn't Reawaken America tour yet, but we were there, and they reached out and they said, hey, we have a podcast, and we've got, 1,000 subscribers or so, and we've got putting out shows we believe to be of high quality, and we don't have any revenue really coming in. Could you help us? And I'm not exaggerating at all. I think they told me that we have grown both their revenue and their subscriber base by a crazy number, like 800% in 12 months. And they were really diligent people, and they still are. They just didn't know what to do, but they were hyper motivated. They just didn't know the specific steps. So to put a little meat on the bone there, what I did with them is we sit down, and there's a 14-step process. If you go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, you can download the book for free, thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. But on page 5 of the book is a linear workflow. And so most people haven't looked at their business through a linear workflow. So box 1 in the linear workflow is you want to go over your goals. So I'm like, so what are those goals? Like what, and I don't think they'd ever taken the time to really write it down and think about it in terms of like, what is a specific goal? So we went over that. Next box is, okay, how many hours a week are you willing to work? Like what are the boundaries for time? They're happily married. What does that look like? Okay, we went over that. Great. Okay, now we have that. Now it's, okay, who's your ideal and likely buyer? So just as an example, your hair is what I would describe as fabulous. Okay, my hair is what I would describe as whatever my hair is. But you would be like, if I was marketing hair products to women, I might market it to you, but you probably wouldn't want to waste your time or energy marketing to me. So we have to figure out who our ideal and likely buyer is. It's very important. And then the next box is you have to figure out, well, how are we going to reach those people in a scalable way? And so we sat down and we went over that. And then we said, okay, now how's the branding? Once people find your website and they find your show, how would you quantify the quality of your show on a scale of 1 to 10? So if 10 is great and 1 is terrible, how would you qualify your own? And folks, you can be the judge of their website. If you go to flyoverconservatives.com, you can look at it. And what I found for them in particular is they were underbranded. So they had done interviews with some pretty big names, but you couldn't find those names on their show at all or on their website. So
interesting. We
had to help them fix their website, their branding. Then after that, it's like, well, how are we going to monetize that thing? Like, okay, so now we got traffic. How are we going to actually make any money? And so we had to figure out who are 3 sponsors, not 30, but 3 sponsors that you believe that your audience would actually be receptive to, that you actually like. Like, who are 3 sponsors that actually solve problems for your ideal and likely buyers, your ideal and likely listeners? Who are these people? And they had a lot of neat potential options, but I said, we got to choose 3. So if you listen to my Thrive Time Show podcast for the business, you'll discover that I always let people know about our business conference, because I've been doing it since 2005. So every 2 months since 2005.
That's incredible. And it's a proven method. So, I mean, it's something that
18
works.
years I've been talking about the same thing. So literally every 2 months since 2005. So I do that. That's a workshop I do. And then I'm a big believer in gold and silver, and specifically the collapse of the fiat currency. So you'll hear me talk about that. That's a very consistent theme. And then that third leg, that third thing I talk about, it's changed a little bit over the years, but that third thing that I talk about right now happens to be medical solutions for people that are looking for a doctor that doesn't require the shots. But in years past, you would have heard me talk about the conferences, gold and silver, and then maybe a different solution, like maybe a GoDaddy web hosting or some product that I believed in at that time. So that's what you have to do. And then after that, you have to track your results, and you have to measure what you treasure, because everything that you measure increases over time, except your waistline. If you measure what, so if you, a lot of times, if I have a lot of my clients are personal trainers, and it's very interesting how they immediately gravitate towards tracking, because they're so used to tracking caloric deficits and food intake and all that. So they right away gravitate towards tracking. And then after you track, then you got to look at accounting and say, are we making any money here? And then after that, you got to, this is my philosophy, you got to hire people that are already inspired. I like to hire people that are inspired to do what's required. I don't like to spend my day motivating people. I prefer to hire highly motivated people. So you work through that. Anyway, well, the flyovers now they've got this system that just rolls. And so they're in Israel right now doing an event there. They're touring Israel and with Robin Bullock and Steve Schultz from Elijah Streams. My mom's there actually. And they're now, making more money. I think that's fair to say. And maybe in 2 weeks than they used to make in 2 years.
Wow.
And it's they have a system now where it works. And
Exactly.
and that's you just got to learn the system. And so that's why I do workshops so people can learn that. And then my business workshops, you can always name your price. I've always done it that way. So, and the reason why I only take on 160 clients is like today, I'll put my phone up for a second, just so I can show you an example. So this is, here we go. Yeah. So like right now on my phone, the people that are texting me right now, I'm just looking at the first scroll, 4 clients that have like an urgent thing.
Oh man. Well, you're telling me you can't clone yourself, Clay? You haven't figured that one out yet?
I have consultants who work for me, but there's 4 clients. So one is letting me know right here he can't be here on Friday. He said, hey, we don't need to meet Friday because I have a weekly meeting with all my clients. So he's like, hey, Friday, I won't be here. Another client, cosmetic surgeon, letting me know, hey, Friday I will be there. Another, so I don't want to ever spread myself too thin. So I only take on 160 clients. So I kind of, and then the reason why I work with my clients month to month, Katie, is because although my average client is with me for 6 years, and I do charge $1,700 a month to work with my clients, it is month to month because if it's not a good fit, I don't want to work with someone who's not willing to put in the work.
Exactly. But I think a lot of people don't realize this method that you're talking about can translate to anything, any business, anything you're trying to do, having a goal with a plan and looking back at what you've achieved and what needs to be fixed and what needs to change. I think it works for everything.
It does. And I mean, let me read this to you real quick. This is going to blow your mind. This is, I'm not going to say who this is from, but this is pretty fun because this is normal for my clients. This will blow your mind. I didn't know we were going to talk about business. So this is kind of more, kind of interesting. I hadn't thought about this, but this is a client who, I'll just keep it very vague, is now a multimillionaire. And when I worked with him, he was, when I first started working with him, he was unemployed. So he came to me and was like, he came to a workshop and he goes, hey, I heard that you have a habit of producing millionaires. And so this is the text message sent to me. He says, I'm really struggling with boredom right now. After 12 p.m. every day, I have nothing to do and I'm bored out of my mind.
Wow.
This is a guy's worth millions of dollars. And it's because we built a multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah.
And before he worked all the time and never made any money. And now he's got a system because he had just become unemployed. He was trying to start his business. It wasn't working. And we went through the system and I'm going, bro, and this guy's in the financial kind of planning space. And I'm going, your issue is you don't know who your ideal and likely buyers are. So we looked at his schedule and I'm like, everything on your calendar needs to be set on fire, blow it up. Don't do it. Stop going to those things. He's like, really? I'm going, yeah, it's all fruitless. So what the 3 things that you need to focus on, Mr. Financial Planner, is you need to get on the phone every day and cold call CPAs boop, 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 and say, hi, I'm a financial planner and I do financial planning and I would love to do financial planning for your clients. And I know you're busy. So I'd be happy to pay you $50 for a quick meeting, Mr. CPA, so I can show you how I can help your clients. And if they say no, great. If they say yes, great. But every day, make 100 calls every single day and book 3 appointments a day. And he's going, every day? I'm like, every day. Well, now here we are 8 years later, same client. He now has, because his whole business plan for there's other details, but just for the marketing, all he does is he cold calls 100 CPAs or bookkeepers a day. Second is he gets Google reviews from all of his happy customers.
So important.
And 3, he gets video reviews from happy customers. And that's it. His entire marketing system is those 3 things. And he's pointing out he has nothing to do after noon every day. And this guy's impossibly rich.
That's incredible. I got to tell you, and I apologize for blindsiding you with the business side of this. But the reason I asked you these things is because I truly believe, and what you said before about what you're going through with the tour kind of put me in that mindset that we as patriots and people that are moving towards the right place need to understand that there are things we should be doing to help ourselves financially and help each other financially so that we can fight against what's happening to all of us. And
I
it's
agree.
fun to do that.
I agree. Well, in the background, you're going to hear music here. And that's because we do that's Pastor Leon, by the way. He just walked in here.
Oh, hello.
We do a church every Thursday night here at what we call the Remnant Church. And, it costs money to turn the lights on and to, all the things that go into a church. But, if people watch the Remnant Church online, if they donate anything, none of it goes to me, and I don't want anything to go to me because that's not why I helped to launch a church. It's because I wanted to provide a place that wouldn't shut down during the lockdowns. But you have to have businesses that are profitable in order to fund that. And so to me, a business is just a vehicle to get you from A to B, and it's just fuel for the vehicle. To me, that's all the deeper it is. So like right now, today, this just in. My kids are at a cheer competition in Florida with my wife. And I'm not there because I don't want to go to Florida to go to a cheer competition. But you know what? I'll see when they get home, but it costs money to get them there. And so I'm just saying, if you're out there today and you have a passion to save the country or a passion for ministry or a passion for whatever you want to do, you have to be able to earn the financial, you have to be able to generate an income that is equal to the passion you have to fund something. And most people just don't know how to do that. So that's what I teach at my workshops. And that's why I'm so pale. I never go outside. All I do is teach people how to grow companies.
I'm right there with you. And I appreciate you going through that, because people do not realize, and I've seen that they don't realize they don't have to work a job they hate. They can do something they love and funds their lifestyle.
It is possible. And I'll say there's parts of my schedule, though, that I don't like. So, like, for me, this is what happens. I set my alarm. It's going to happen tonight. I'm going to go to bed. I have to pick up my son tonight at 9 p.m. at Metro Christian because he's at a soccer. Who goes to soccer? No, I'm just kidding. But he's going to a soccer playoff game, and my wife's out of town, so I'm picking him up. But normally I go to bed at 9. So this will be like me going out. I'll be looking like a raccoon, just tired, looking at the black circles under my eyes at 9 p.m. But I'm going to go pick him up. And when I pick him up, I love my son, but that's the thing about parenting I don't like is I don't like picking my kids up at night. I want to go to bed, but I have to because he's at a thing. So I love parenting, but there's certain aspects of parenting I don't like. And the thing I don't like is driving at 9 o'clock at night to a soccer game. But then the things I do like about my son is I love him. I love spending time with him. I love the conversations. And tomorrow morning when my alarm goes off at 3 a.m., I'm not going to like that. It's going to go off, and I'm going to go, who in the world said that thing? And then I will discover that it's me, and I will not be happy with myself. And so I will get ready for the workday, and right around about 3:30 or 4, I'm less irritated at myself for setting the alarm at 3. And then by about 5, I start to feel a little bit of what you might call inspiration because I got a lot of stuff done. And then by about 5 p.m., I feel some accomplishment because I got stuff done. And around 6, I'm feeling great again. So there's aspects of our day we don't like, but the idea is to design a life in a way that every day it's kind of like you're not just existing, you're intentionally designing the life that you want to live.
Exactly. And everyone, I want to encourage people to realize that it can be done. You just have to have the mindset, the right focus, and find people that can guide you that have done it before and know how to successfully get there.
Exactly. And again, if you want free resources, folks, you can go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, and you can download all my books for free. And the funny thing about the books is when you download the books and you read the books, that is like 2% of the battle. The 98% of the battle is actually doing it. And so I'm all about the implementation. That's what I'm all about. So, this Reawaken tour, we're getting ready to head to Miami here. And just being clear, I am tonight and then tomorrow, I'm still confirming the shuttle. We had to get extra parking. So there's shuttle parking. I have to confirm that. I had to confirm the jib arm today. That's the arm that does like the swooping shots. I had to confirm the praise and worship song list. These are things today. I had to confirm extra security today. I had to confirm travel things. I had to confirm extra security. I can go on and on. But those are like the messy middle details that nobody wants to maybe think about. But I have a run sheet, and my run sheet for May, I'll pull this up. My run sheet for May right now, which is the order of events. That particular run sheet, I'm just going to tell you, this is pretty crazy. Some people don't ever talk about these things. But this is, the run sheet is 29 pages, 12-point font of items that have to be confirmed. Right. And total, there's 600 variables plus that had to be confirmed for that event, of which I have all of them but 3 confirmed right now.
That's incredible. I
I
mean,
gotta get a bio from a wonderful speaker. If anybody out there knows Jeff Dornick, tell Jeff Dornick to send me his bio. I'm calling you.
Jeff, send the bio.
And then Kim Walker Smith, the praise and worship lady, somebody wants her to come perform. And I'm like, if I'm going to do that, somebody has to yield some time. There's just all that.
Yeah.
And again, everybody, if you're listening today, God has given you the time and treasure and talent to do a lot of wonderful things, but you got to schedule time out for that which is most important for you. So I just encourage you, if you're listening today and you're like, I'm so tired, I don't have time. Let me just give you huge periods of time. I'm giving you all the time you need to be successful. 1, take your TV, set it on fire, throw it outside. It also cures COVID. If you take your TV, you set it on fire, you break it in half, it cures COVID, because you're not going to be worried about COVID. I know people that are Amish, a real story. I know Amish people who are not afraid of COVID. I've met these people. Why are they not afraid of COVID? Because they didn't know what was going on. So Get rid of your TV. Never watch TV. Second, don't watch any sporting events unless you're playing on the team. What? Never watch sporting events unless you're on the team. Cheer for your own team. What? I see a lot of people cheering for teams they're not on. They don't know you're cheering for them. Don't cheer for a team unless you're on the team. What? Don't watch the game. Don't watch the footage. But do watch the footage of the team that you're on. What am I saying? I'm saying because people spend their entire weekend watching a sporting event that relates to a team they're not on. They're watching Netflix till 4 a.m. there. And then next, get off of social media. Let social media be a tool. Don't be a tool of social media. I'm not kidding, 0% of my day on social media. People say, how? Yeah. I don't. People write bad things or good things. Either way, I don't go on social media. I'll put stuff up on it, but I don't react to it. So if you get off of social media, you get off the TV and you get off the couch and quit cheering for teams that you're not on. That'll free up for the average person. According to Nielsen now says the average person spends 11.3 hours per day consuming media. 11.3 hours per day. That's like a full-time job.
It is.
So we got to stop the perpetual distraction and focus on the massive action that will make you successful.
Absolutely. I will ask one more question. I'm trying to be cognizant of your time.
Sure.
People are going to ask, where do I get my news then? If I'm not watching TV, I'm not on social media, where do they get
Well, let me ask you this. Just a rhetorical question. Do you need to know the news? As an example, it's just really funny. People always ask me about the news. I don't even know what's going on with the news. Isn't that interesting? Like, I don't know at all about the news. I never watch the news. I haven't watched the news ever. What? I don't ever watch. People say, did you hear about yada? No, I don't watch the news. What I do, though, is I research what's going on, but I don't watch the news because the news is packaged so that you'll believe. Let me give you an example. Today, this is a true story. A long-term friend of mine today, I just found out that a person I've known for years is, let's just say, heavily involved in people that are completely on the other side of the political aisle.
Yeah.
Like very extreme left. And he didn't know because he watches the news.
Yeah.
I've known forever. I went to college with, and he says, hey, you should meet yada yada at the Reawaken tour. I'll bring him to Doral. And I'm going, you hang out with the mayor of what? And he says, no, this guy's the mayor of whatever. And I go, dude, do you know that guy is like crazy World Economic Forum, Great Reset? And he goes, what? But he watches the news, and he wanted to bring, if I told you his name, everybody would know the name of this mayor. And he wanted to bring this mayor to the Reawaken America tour. And I'm like, how could you possibly conclude that he's a good person? And he says, well, I saw him in the news. He seemed like he's a good guy. Bro, that guy's a member of the World Economic Forum.
Unbelievable.
But people just watch it. People are like, oh, Michael Jordan must have been an awesome father because I watched Space Jam. Oh, Oprah must be awesome. She gives cars to people. She's awesome. Oprah's awesome. Miley Cyrus and Lady Gaga, they are awesome. Bill Gates is awesome. He's giving back to help kids in need. What? You got to get off the news.
I love it. We do need a culture shift in a big way, and people don't realize what they keep, the habits they keep getting themselves into and how it hurts them.
Your show. Listen to your show. Let me fire off some. If you want to watch some shows that aren't the news, let me just fire off a few. Watchmen on the Wall, 88.
Well, I think I am back. I think we froze for a little bit, guys. I apologize for that. It looks like I'm still live, so I'm going to just chat for a little bit to see if I'm back. All right, guys. So, good thing we were at the end of that interview anyway, so there's that. And what I will do is I will post it separately for you guys to see if you want to watch the end of that. But a lot of what he said makes a lot of sense. I will tell you guys, when he says turn off the news, I know there are a lot of us that are out there to share the news, and we want to wake people up with the news. But if that isn't what you're doing, he's so right. The news is only there to program you, share bad things. I actually sat and watched like ABC News or something the other day and for like 5 minutes because that's all I could take. And it literally was like this person got shot and then this thing happened, this stabbing. It's nothing but bad, 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 bad. And it will literally affect your brain in ways you don't even recognize. So I got to tell you, if you're not sharing the news or have no reason to watch the news, I would absolutely shut it off. The other thing I was going to say, guys, in the interview, we talked about the Reawaken America tour. Like I said in that interview, I had such a great time there. That's where I met Jimmy. That's where I met Patriot AU. Patriot AU and I are actually going back to Doral in Miami next week. It's literally a week away. And we are going to collab. We have a media booth there. So if you guys are going to be there, come check us out. We may actually be walking around saying hello to people, but it's going to be super exciting. There are some great speakers. I encourage you guys to go. I'm thinking about going to Vegas since it's the last one. So if you guys are on the West Coast, that's your spot to check it out. But again, I will tell you, there is so much going on that I know it can be a lot for people. I've seen, people get overwhelmed by all of the news, but it is good for us. I think that what we are seeing is a great thing. There were some chats that I wanted to acknowledge if I can, hopefully it's working. Oh, it is working. Okay, so on Pilled, and hi everybody on YouTube and Rumble as well. On Pilled, the chat has been going nuts. So I did want to acknowledge some of the gold pills that were out there. So Omazon, thank you so much. 117 gold pills. Fruit Bat for the can. Subpack Vet for the cookie. CR8 IV Writer. Did I say that right? Don't kill me. Thank you for the can. Karen Hair for the cookie. Matrix Q to Breaker Cook for the cookie. Brainstorm for the cookie. Burt Cocaine for the cookie, and my brother Jimmy for the phone, and Brainstorm again for the cookie. Thank you so, so much. So like I said, first show I had Jimmy, second show I had Patient Advocate Bulldog. Check those guys out. Voltron, who is on Telegram. She is just amazing. If you guys didn't catch that show, please do that. I will be continuing to, post the news. I've been putting things out on TikTok, on Twitter. There are some things that I actually posted months ago, like a year or two ago, that people haven't seen because it was so censored. And it's incredible to see that people are seeing it for the first time. And that's another thing we forget. A lot of us are in different parts of the awakening. Some of us, have been awake for a very long time. And there are people who are just starting to wake up. So don't prejudge what it is that people know. Share the information that you think people already know, because they don't. There's so much out there that people are thirsting for knowledge right now. They want to know, what is it that I missed? What is happening? And it's a great thing. I'm seeing Jimmy flooding me with cookies. I love you, brother. Thank you, Sean Joe, for the cookie. Thank you, J2 Dank, for the cookie. You guys are amazing. And I did see there was some tension in the chat. And I will tell you guys, and there were some great comments there about it, but everyone isn't for everyone. There are going to be people out there that you may question some of the things they say. You may, not like everything that's out there, but take those nuggets of information. There's always something there that will help you in the future, or will help you change your thinking, or will help you advance to a better future. So and like I said, with Clay, he is amazing at creating millionaires. why not listen to what he has to say there? And it's so important because there's so many little things that, people can say when it comes to business and motivation that you don't think about. And all of a sudden, now you've got something new and a new path that can take you somewhere. And that's one of the things that they have against us, and the deep state and the people that have who've put us in this situation. They've got a lot of money that they're working together to fight us with. They have years worth of advancements and different places where they're hiding money and helping each other out. Why can't we find ways as individuals to better ourselves, to find ways to work together and help each other out? If you see a patriot who's got, a small business, or a patriot who, makes websites, whatever it is, make sure you're working with a patriot. Now, when I go out and I look for a restaurant or anything, I'm looking for patriot businesses because that's the only way we're going to do this. And while I was playing the Clay interview, I did write something for you guys. So I'm going to read it because it came to me as something that I wanted to share. So this is, don't mind me if it's, not great, but this is what I wrote. It was quick. I did it in 10 minutes. So I said, working towards a better future is a daunting task, but it becomes much more achievable when we unite with others who share our vision. By coming together, we can combine our skills, knowledge, and resources to create a powerful force for positive change. The challenges facing our world today are complex and multifaceted, but when we work as a team, we can tackle them with greater creativity, determination, and effectiveness. The process of joining forces with others can also be deeply rewarding as we build relationships and communities based on shared values and common goals. So let us not be discouraged by the enormity of the task at hand, but instead embrace the opportunity to work together towards a brighter, more sustainable, and just future for all. So hopefully that resonates with you. And again, I'm not perfect. This is what I've taken from that interview. And oh my goodness, Fruit Bat is flooding me with cookies. Thank you so much, Fruit Bat. Thank you, Matrix Q to Breaker. And I'm going to say that right one day. Thank you, Curious Art. Art is 20AK. Did I say that right? Okay. I'm actually going to go back to the chat here. So I will say, guys, yes, united, not divided. I actually put a video up on Twitter that I worked on with a bunch of patriots from TikTok about unifying. And if you haven't seen that, I urge you go check it out. It is I think it's like a 3-4 minute video. It's a script that I wrote. I sent it out to them. I think you guys should grab your friends and do the same thing, because the more we get our voices out there, the more that we show people how working together can make great things happen. I think it would be an amazing example for others who don't want to get out of their seat and don't want to, go out and do things, because they'll see how awesome it is working together. Let me just get back to the chat. I'm seeing a lot more activity over on YouTube, guys. I've got each of you on each screen. So hi, everyone over at YouTube. Oh, thank you, guys. You guys are amazing. I also want to continue to put up some videos on YouTube. I know it's been a while since I've done that. I've been preparing for this Reawaken America tour because, like I said, we have a media booth. I wanted to make sure that's going. So Patriot AU and I will be streaming the event as well, so you guys can check that out. So as soon as I get those links going, it usually doesn't allow me to do anything for 24 hours in advance. So my link tree is DOTR22. You will see every link there for anything that we stream. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys tonight. I really appreciate you being here, and I'm going to sign off with a video that I want you to check out. This video, 4 minutes, Brainstorm and Jimmy actually, and I think it was Red Maven, or is it Red Maven? Did this with them on the Brainstorm podcast. They went through this video 1 frame at a time. I will link this in my Telegram. If you go to Telegram, it's Defender of the Republic 22. I will put up the Clay interview. I will put up all of the links, and I will also put this video up so you guys can check it out frame by frame. I'm telling you, it is a very interesting video. It is by Right Side Blonde of George Magazine. That's georgeonline.com. I'm telling you, you guys want to check out that magazine. Check out this video. Let me know what you think. Here it is.
The color of Tiffany blue. Emerald green and baby blue, mixed with forget-me-not and virtue. Synchronization, revelation, the color of Tiffany blue. Not just a shade or a hue, nor a treasure women pursue. A prophecy, a legacy, the color of Tiffany blue. Deception from lips tinted rouge, speculations of who knew. White House for rent, messages sent, the color of Tiffany blue. One by one the whistles blew, plans laid out to reveal the truth. The dark made light, stage with no fright, the color of Tiffany blue. Calm waters on the ocean blue, below the surface battles ensued. Sights unseen, a magazine, the color of Tiffany blue. Icons taking shape on their cue. The dumping of the witch's brew. Progressing clocks, a well-timed box, the color of Tiffany blue. It's a plan followed through. It's victory over the coup. Longevity, for unity, the color of Tiffany blue.
Hey guys, Defender of the Republic here. You may have seen me on TikTok, YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, Twitter, or Truth Social. Today, I, like many others fighting to unite our country and share truth, was silenced by this platform. I understand what I'm signing up for when I choose to establish myself on a platform of a private company. However, I've taken the time to read through the community guidelines and follow them for every single post they've created. Yet, we know the world is not fair. Free speech is no longer a right, and tyranny surrounds us every day. Those of you who have helped me build my platform, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it is you who have kept me going. The great patriots of this country are like none other, and when we work together, there is nothing we can't achieve. I, like many like me, have spent many sleepless nights and sacrificed so much to be able to use my voice for the purpose I believe that God gave me. My hope is that one day, true freedom will be restored, not just here in America, but all over the world. My hope is that those warriors God has put here at this time will awaken to their true purpose. In the words of a man who has endured years of public injustice, there is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach. There is no challenge we cannot meet. There is no victory we cannot have. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never, ever, ever back down. As long as we are confident and united, the tyrants we are fighting do not stand even a little chance, because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God and God alone. To the many like me who've been silenced, we will rebuild. We will keep coming back, and we will continue to share truth. Thanks for listening.